Greetings! Damn it, it's the wrong channel again. Hello everybody, my name is Keith. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, so today I had the opportunity of finally demoing and putting on camera a Martin X Series guitar. This is a Martin 000 guitar, and I will get into the details on how it feels, how it sounds, and my overall opinions. So let's just head straight for it. So the wonderful store I visited was the same store that I've been doing a lot of my demos for. It's Palen Music in Liberty, Missouri, which is a suburb in North Kansas City. So it's a wonderful store. It's where I bought my Martin D15E, and I head there once a month usually just to see what they got and to demo things. I did want to try out one of these Martin X Series guitars. They always have in stock the Dreadnought X Series. Every time I pick one of those up to play, I'm like, oh, do I really want to demo it? I'm just not a fan of it. I don't like the dreadnought of it. So when I walked in there today, I saw a triple O, in particular, a triple O, what is it called? X2E, Brazilian Acoustic Electric Guitar dash Natural. That's a mouthful. The thing retails for $6.99, and just some of the specs. I'm not going to get into everything here because what we want to know is it wood. We know X Series is not wood. The top is spruce. That's wood. The back and sides are a laminate. Martin will call it something different. They're going to call it high pressure, what is it? Brazilian rosewood high pressure laminate. That's what Martin calls it. It doesn't matter what fancy names they give it. It's laminate. It feels like laminate and it looks like wood. Now, I have plenty of guitars. I actually think couple of my guitars that I have acoustic are laminate back and sides, but you wouldn't be able to tell they're laminate. As a matter of fact, a local luthier looked at it, and it took him a while to figure out whether it was laminate or not, just based off of looking at the inner ring of the sound hole, and you could see the layers on either the top or the bottom. Then you could kind of determine whether it's laminate or not that way. This one, it's just straight out the box, back and sides laminate. And like I just said, you could definitely tell the difference. When I rub my fingers across the back and sides of that guitar, it feels like plastic. But it doesn't feel horrible. I mean, it feels like I could drop a cup of water on that thing and leave it there and it'll just evaporate and look like nothing happened. I think there's videos on YouTube with exactly those types of tests. Don't do that to your guitar though. But as far as that is concerned, I think it's important to understand how it feels and how it sounds. And let's just knock the first one off. The guitar feels good. It feels like a Martin guitar, not the body, but the neck. Playing the neck, it feels really nice. It's set up. It's probably plecked at the factory, even these lower end Martins. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but it felt like it was. If I had that guitar as a beginner, I would have no issues. Everything there, string height, action, everything you would expect is spot on. So as a beginner, I don't think you can get any better. The price might be a little up there. Retails for $6.99. So if you want to give a beginner one of these guitars, then go for it. But that does bring me to my point here. It would be a wonderful beginner guitar. I say wonderful. You could probably give this to a beginner and they're not going to need another guitar for a few years if they get this thing. And the fact that this back and sides are that high pressure laminate does lead towards more durability. Beginner guitars tend to knock around their guitars in general a lot more often. I know I did, and my guitars have scars to prove it. You're just not used to having such a big instrument in your hands and walking around with it. You're going to bump it into walls or corners, or you're going to set it on your couch or a futon that has a bar on the top and it just hits the back of the neck. They're just more apt to knock it around. So A, you don't want to spend that much money on a beginner guitar, and B, they could spill a cup of water on the back or whatever, coffee, and it's not going to be as big of a deal if you dropped it on your D28. Now that said, despite the fact that it does play really nice, the sound isn't quite there. As you would expect, it's a laminate back and sides with a solid top, and I think that the high pressure laminate does take away some of the sound. It just doesn't feel alive to me, if that makes sense. But that's to be expected. It still sounds like a great guitar. It still sounds better than, some cheap Hello Kitty guitar that you pick up from Amazon for $99. And the proof is in the footage. I recorded this whole thing with my iPhone microphone, so you're not going to get the best sound quality, but it's the same mic that I've been testing all these out at the store with for all the other demos, so at least you get some kind of even level there as far as the sound quality input goes. But when you're a beginner, anything sounds good, so go ahead and grab it. As a matter of fact, if I had expendable cash like that and was going to go out on a float trip or a canoe trip or something like that or on vacation, this is a guitar that I would actually be interested in getting because it plays so nicely and I wouldn't be scared to knock it around. Be that as it may, it's all in the eye of the beholder here. I'm not going to invest in one of these myself, so it was nice to be able to play it. So we won't belabor this anymore. I'm going to go ahead and leave you with a demo. I won't talk after this, so if you like what you saw here, please think about subscribing, and I will talk to you later. Thanks. All right, here's the Martin000 X Series, and the tag says Spruce Brazilian. And here's what it looks like. You know, it's a nice little design for a laminate top. Got the electronics in here. Let's see how it sounds.